Dante, Brad, what's good, bro?
What up?
What's up with y'all?
Nothing much, man. Just working. What's up?
Dante, I can't hear you. You good?
My fault. I had the mic muted. It's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's good, fam? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Another day for sure.
How was your weekend, man?
Man, I was hurt. And down here.
I had to go get a fresh cut, like Dante. You know what I'm saying?
The week.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Y'all got me, man. I need to do something with this shit. well,
Trying to get some roads going or what?
nah, man, I don't know what I'm doing for real, man.
yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I always go through this process. But what's up with what's new? What's new with the dogs this week? Anything new? Anything going on with the dogs?
Puppy's getting bigger.
Sir, I seen them. I seen them on your page. They looking good.
And I got a Rottweiler breeding that I'm hoping is successful. That's been going on since Sunday.
I know you've been waiting on one of them.
What?
All right, no. Yes, sir. What about you, bro? How your puppies doing, man?
good, man. I got him. I set him up a little spot outside. I'm so tired of cleaning out that daggum kennel, man. I let him just play outside, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, I want to.
I took a little. I took a little Dante knowledge. I'm like, you know what, bro? The less I gotta clean, the better. Y'all going outside?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I had somebody in my. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to thank everybody that tuned in this week. We got some good topics for y'all. We got some good conversation. If y'all want to bring y'all puppies on, your older dogs, anything y'all want to show us y'all dogs, just follow the link in the comments, and then we'll get y'all in here and we'll tell you our opinion on your dog and just look at the puppies. But yeah, anyways, I had a dude hit me in my inbox. I hope he tuned in because I want to get to his question. But he hit me in my inbox and was asking me, how do you handle puppies when they're eating and they're just running through their bowl and running all over your floor? So hopefully he tuned in and we can answer that question for him. If I see him in here, I'll answer that question for him.
Right.
But yeah, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. We're gonna start with what are 5 things every breeder should know before starting the breeding program. We gonna all go in on the 5, and then we gonna break it down. So we'll start with the first thing. What's the first thing we think a breeder should know?
Knowledge.
Yeah.
The breed.
So I'm gonna say the history. That's the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So number 1 is history. Hey, that's crazy because I swear that was what was number 1 on my list anyway. So
Great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. What's number 2? How did you take number 2, Dante?
Number 2, you gotta be strategic. So basically having a plan.
A plan.
A plan. And don't come in with no with just
We gonna go into it. We gonna go into it. Plan. That's what we need right there. We definitely gonna break them all down. And I had plan on my list too. So
yeah.
Number 3, I'm gonna say knowledge of the breed. I only had 3 on my list, and y'all took the first 2. Okay, and then number 4, Brad, what you think?
I throw patience in there for sure.
That's super key. That probably should have been number 1.
Yeah.
Motherfucker gonna breed on that first heat. Don't care about nothing. Like,
yeah.
or she bleeding, she ready. But number 5. Number 5. We gonna say number 5. We gonna say money.
Uh-huh.
Number 5 is always money. Our list last time was patient, mindset, integrity, respect of the breed, and money. So I think money is definitely.
It was for the same question.
No, it was a different question.
What was that question?
Damn, I deleted the question. It was I don't remember what that question was. It was close to something like this though.
I
But
remember.
yeah, you remember what it was?
Now I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember being close to this.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna start from the bottom up, and we're gonna start with money and talk about why that's important. And Dante, I'll let you start that off.
All right. As far as the money go, uh, I know I've spoken on it a couple times in the lives and on the show, but just understand that, like how we said in type of the first show, you got to pay to play. But when I say pay to play, I'm meaning after you do your research and your history, you'll know what you're looking for. Then you'll know what quality really is. So then you'll know, okay, this dog is worth this, or this dog is worth this, or uh, this program is producing things like this. So I know it's coming consistently. So if they asking for a ticket of this, I know that's a step, or I know I need to negotiate. I need to go and be able to basically make your plan a lot better when you're knowing how much you need to go in, your startup costs, your overhead. Like I said, we got pups now on the ground, and we turning on to we going into week 3, meaning dog food coming, meaning like Brad said, it's gonna be a lot of cleaning coming because of course
Fucking pads, shit, wood chips, whatever you're using, you gotta change that out weekly, daily sometimes.
you know what I'm saying, and that's a lot of money that's gonna end up costing you. And so, as far as the money, you just gotta understand that you gotta treat it as a business. I mean, you are running a business and treat it as such. Just because you got dogs don't mean like it's not a business. It's still a business, and you gotta treat it as such. You gotta maintain your overhead, know how much you're spending. You gotta plan for all that stuff, and you gotta have it. Like I said, in another show too. If it takes you to work a 9 to 5 to save up 20,000 and then come into the dog game, do that because you'll realize like it takes time to build revenue. It's gonna be the same way in the dog game. You know what I'm saying? So I always have a projection when it comes to the money or what you're trying to spend and things like that. Get a good return on investment. So you're not doing like you said, bleeding on the first heat because you're rushing to get that money back.
And I think a lot of people where they make a big mistake is when that dog money do come, when you do get those that litter and that money, the litter or the puppy starting to sell and the money coming in. First thing they want to do is go spend the money. They want to go buy everything they wanted because you got these bands coming in. But
Facts.
really, you're supposed to be paying yourself back.
Facts.
And,
Reinvest.
and reinvesting back into because now you probably more than likely kept a puppy off that litter, so you also have another dog, if not more than one.
Facts.
You also still got to feed these dogs and take care of these dogs until the next litter comes, and then not even including that, you gotta put money aside for accidents that happen and
Facts.
stuff that's unforeseen that you didn't expect to happen. So I think a lot of people make that mistake and just blow through that money, um, and they and then once it happens, you can't take care of nothing because all the dog money gone. So you rely on a 9 to 5 because 9 to 5 can't get bills. So what you gonna do in them situations and nothing you can do but take it on the head or whatever the situation may be, parvo, a dog fight, anything. Like you never know what the situation may
Facts.
be, and shit just happens. So if you don't trust me, I'm speaking from experience because I've been through it. I've got that money, blew through that money, and was thinking everything was gonna be cool, and forgot. Damn, I still gotta feed them for a whole year. I got 6 months before another one of these bitches going to eat. I got shit. It's the stud fees or whatever. Like my stud's not popping yet, so stud fees ain't happening. Like that's another thing that y'all gotta understand. Like just because you got a nice dog don't mean your shit just going people just gonna flock to you and pay stud fees and buy your puppies and man, it's a whole lot that comes with breeding and people really want to see what you produce. People want you to see that you're trustworthy. They want to see that you're an honest person. Like it's not just money. Is not just people not just gonna hand you over that much money. They're
Facts.
like that's a lot of money for somebody to be given for a dog. They're not really just paying for the dog. They're paying for your time. They're paying for your program. They're paying for your vision. They're not just paying for that dog. People be like, damn, 5,000 for a dog, like that's a lot. Really, it's not. Like, because to me, I put way more than that into each dog in their lifetime. Like so, it's not a lot for a dog, but you also not just paying for my dog. You paying for my brand. You paying for my name. You paying for my pedigree. You paying for all the things that I'm producing, I'm creating that wouldn't go nowhere. So it's bigger than that. What about you, Brad? What about the money situation with you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, like Dante was saying, and my thing I will add before is unless you come into this knowing, you know, having bred prior, you know, animals or prior dogs, like prior breeds, then if you're just jumping in, then yeah, you got to think about all the money that it's going to take that you're going to have to put in. And when you do finally make some money, you will understand that, oh man, well, like I didn't think I was going to make just this little amount of money, because it's not even going to be all that much. You know what I'm saying? Once you stop and think about all the stuff that you had to deal with, AIs, TCIs, all that stuff, then when it comes down to it, you're barely even going to come out ahead when you're just starting out.
Facts.
Uh, yeah, I definitely agree. Now I think it's a lot of stuff people don't know. It look glamorous, it look good, but it's a lot of money you're going to it. And I think, to be honest, like that's the key thing when you coming in, like to have if you coming with one dog, it's cool because you for the most part you can take care of that. If something happened, it's $400 or $500. But if you come into the game and you trying to be one of these people that flex your money, you got money, and you spend buy all these dogs, 4 or 5 different dogs, you don't know what you don't really know what you just bought. You probably just bought dogs that got temperament issues, and then dogs that's not gonna get along with this. You probably bought 2 males and it's a female, 2 females here. Like you gotta really understand and know what you're getting into when you're spending your money, and take it slow, just like any other business. You're not gonna go into business and buy 5 McDonald's. And, I mean, you can, and then thinking they all gonna be great because they're not gonna all be there. You hear that in the background? Oh, that's Brad.
Yeah.
Oh, uh, but yeah, I think money is a key thing. So, all right, what about patience? That's Brad. I'm let's cover the patience.
I'm gonna tell you right now, patience to me comes more into play when you have these puppies. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Hold on, let me turn these fans off, bro. I think that's what y'all hearing. All
yeah,
right. God dang it. Is that better?
yeah, you good. It's just when you move around. You
Oh,
good.
okay. But yeah, I think the big thing about patience is, one, you got to think about all the patience you're gonna need to take time with each and every one of your dogs. Like in my case, I got 7, 8 dogs, and then on top of that, I got 5 puppies, and then unexpectedly, I ended up with 7 kittens. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, uh, but yeah, you got to take the time, and you can't just have them all out in the yard together. I mean, you can if you're Dante, but uh, but yeah, so you gotta play with each one differently. You got to get to know each dog, because not every dog is the same. And then when it comes into the whole puppy aspect, all the poop you're gonna have to clean up, all the shots you're gonna have to get done. Everything.
Um, yeah, man. I think patience is key, man. That's that's the most important thing when you
Hey,
get into it.
got that. Hey, you need to put that in the what's name. You need to go ahead and tag that how you did the other what's name.
Well,
That-
patience is key.
my favorite. Patience is key, especially in the dog game. Like, go
Right.
ahead and as one of the banners. You feel what I'm saying?
I definitely get it up there. But yeah,
Yeah.
patience is definitely key, man. It's like I was saying before we even got started. Um, it take these dogs come in the heat at 6 months, but at 6 months that dog ain't nowhere near mature. And don't get me wrong, you can do it. It's unethical. It's wrong. There's nothing good about it, but you can do it if you know what you're doing. If you're gonna take all the necessary precautions, if the dog's big enough, if you think she's mature enough. But I would never. I don't ever recommend anybody doing it. So I'm just saying that because I have had it happen to me, and I knew how to deal with it. But it wasn't. It wasn't a thing where I went and did that intentionally. I had a dog get loose, which is still my fault. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna make no excuses. But you should never do that intentionally. You should never breed a dog on its first heat. Um. So, like I said, it's a lot of things that you got to take. It's gonna take a lot of time. Your studs, they're not really producing right until 1 year old. So you got to hold off for a year that you can't do nothing with. A female, you got to wait. Third heat, honestly, it should be, but second heat is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a year that you got to wait. And then not even just that. I mean, when I say patience, I mean like if you have a stud you want to go to, and the stud is $2,500 to breed to him, and your girl comes up on her second heat, and you don't have the $2,500 to go breed to her. That don't mean just go take your dog and go breed to the anybody that's gonna give you a pup back deal, and and take your whole vision a different way because you didn't want to be patient and save up your money and go and pay for the stud that you wanted and the stud that could have actually boosted your program up farther in the next or a lot faster in the next 2 years. So I think patience is a real long topic, and I think we're gonna be on that for a minute because I know Dante got something to say about that.
Yes, sir. Like you just said, and even to speak on the situation like you just said, female came in at 6 months and then came back in at 12. But again, so I got different. I got multiple people part of the team, so that particular female, even though she's game changing, the last say goes to who actually had the final buy on that dog, like who put the most money into that dog. So, which is my uncle, and he wasn't trying to breed her at 12 months, even though it's her second heat. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I was trying to go ahead and hey, let's do it. That's good. But you know, I'm thinking more behind the brand, the marketing, what we needed right now as a brand moving forward, and the fact that I felt like she's gonna be producing some quality pups. Um, but like I say, he felt like it was too early. He just didn't see enough in her to say, hey, she's ready. You know what I'm saying? That was at 12 months. And I'm glad he did, you know, make that final call on that because maybe I was too anxious. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I wanted it too bad at that point. So I'm glad that I had somebody that you know I can respect and listen to and say, hey, nah, I feel like we should do it like this, and then you know it still makes sense. Like I say, it's the fact that I'm gonna catch on the third heat ain't gonna be bad, but like things like that do happen, like you said. But patience is key. I always say that in training too, because a lot of people get their dog at 8 weeks, 12 weeks, even 4 or 5 months, and expect their dog to just pick up on things like they would. You know what I'm saying? They expect for the dog to come knowledgeable. They expect for the dog to come trained sometimes. They don't understand a lot of things. So it's the same thing with a breeder. You don't see a lot of breeders training their dogs because they don't understand the patience it requires to train your dog. And as a breeder, if you come into it and you don't have any control of your dogs, then you should reconsider breeding because it's gonna make a lot more things frustrating for you if you trying to maintain a female that don't got no recall. You trying to have her whelp pups, but don't listen to you well. You know what I'm saying? Or a male doing all kind of things. You trying to get an AI done, or you trying to get a stud done, and you can't do it because the male doesn't listen to you. You know what I'm saying? So as a breeder, you should always take the due diligence to at least try to train your dogs, but you have to understand that it's a lot of patience that comes with it, and a lot of time too. Also, waiting for your turn. You know what I'm saying? In the bullet game, wait for your turn. It's a hundreds of thousands of dollars out here. Everybody ain't just gonna like your dogs at one moment. It's gonna take your time to build your program, build your market, build your clientele to the point where okay, now you done built something with a foundation and saying, hey, this is what I got to bring to the table. But you got to be patient in doing that. Like folks think they see game changing now, see what we're doing now. They see all these big time breedings we doing now with these big time studs, these females that we got and stuff like that. You know the names that come with these dogs and the pairs and stuff. Of course, that brings the publicity, but they don't understand that we've been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just yesterday. It wasn't just last year. I mean, just the name came about in 2017. So like that alone is 5 years, and I still haven't. What I feel like I haven't had my time to show what I really can bring to the bully game yet, because I'm still working on it. So I always understand that it's not no wake up and it's here type of process. You got to grind this out, especially in the dog game. You know what I'm saying? You got to grind it out. And you got to be patient while you're doing it, so you don't be frustrated.
I got people in my inbox all the time, man. You got some fire ass dogs, man. You produce some fire dogs, man. I love this puppy you sold me, man. Like, and they don't even understand, man. Like, I'm not even 10% of where I want to be.
Facts.
Not even close to where I want to be. And what I mean by the patience is like I understand that, and I'm able to sit back and realize that my vision is 10 years ahead. My vision ain't gonna be here next year. I ain't gonna see what I want to see next year. I'm not really worried about the money. The money already came. I'm already gonna see that keep coming. Like that's part of the game. It's what you do with it is what's gonna matter. So the money is not what my focus is on. Like, don't get me wrong, it keeps my program going, so it has to come.
That's right.
But as far as me being patient and understanding where I want to go and where I'm heading, that's what the most important thing is. Like, you got to understand you have a plan and don't deter from your plan. So, like we said, when that bitch come in the heat and your stud, you can't get to your stud, or your stud isn't available, or you can't afford the stud right now, save up. Wait another 6 months, because like in your situation, what does it hurt you to wait that 6 months and let her mature a little bit more, where you may get a bigger litter size, where you may get some bigger puppies, some healthier puppies. So there's no downside of waiting, other than no puppies are coming right now, so no money's coming in right now. But on the upside, like you get exactly what you want. You're gonna get a healthier litter. You're gonna get a bigger size litter. You're gonna get everything you want because it's a third heat. She's more mature. She's gonna be able to handle. You're gonna get a more mature mom. So it's just work on you when the puppies come. So it's a lot of upsides to it, but the only downside is the puppies ain't here right now. The money ain't coming right now.
That's right.
The downside you can think of.
I want to throw something in. I came home from work, and as soon as I got on Facebook, I saw somebody had put a quote on one of the one of the groups I was on, and it said, "If you're in the bully game just to make money, then you have no business being in the bully game. If you're not here to better the breed, then you need to go ahead and see yourself out." And when I saw that, I was like, man, I 100% agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, bro. It's because it's a lot of people that's in this game. Literally, they can't tell you nothing about the breed. They can't tell you how they're gonna better the breed. They can't tell you how they're gonna better their program. They can't tell you the future of their program. All they can tell you is how much money they made. All they can tell you is how much they paid for their dog. All they can tell you is how much that exotic is gonna cost. That's all they can tell you. But to me, what's up, little man? Y'all want to say hi? But to me, it's not. It's when you come into the game, you should always come in. You should come in with a plan. This is the only. Yeah. This is currently the only breed where we have a bunch of random people breeding dogs. A bunch of drug dealers, street niggas, a bunch of nothing. Just I mean, people that don't really care about dogs, people that don't even like dogs, breeding dogs. So, I mean, if it don't change, which like I say all the time, it don't matter who's breeding them, because they gonna weed themselves out. They gonna fall off. It don't matter what they doing right now. That exotic shit, the fads of all these breeds, everything is gonna fall off. Which is why I kind of went away from the Merle, because to me, it's not that I think the Merle is bad. I think that it has the wrong impression of what this breed is. Like, people see that, and now when they see that, all they think is, AK Anonymous Kennels is breeding for color. That's all they're breeding for. When really that's not what it is. But they see the Merle in my program, so that's what they think. And that's why I kind of want to push it away. Not really push it away because I still want to keep it in my camp, but I want to show what else I can do before I start dabbing back into the Murrow. So I'm gonna produce some quality dogs before I start going back into that because I don't want people to think that's all I can produce is just colorful ass dogs that got big boards and big bodies. Like, because I can definitely do more than that, and I'm definitely learning way more than that to limit myself to even have people even think that. The third thing we said was knowledge of the breed. Knowledge of the breed. And I'll start this one off. I think knowledge of the breed is super key. I think a lot of people need to understand what you have and understand that that this dog can be dangerous in the wrong hands. And that's not just this dog. That's not just this breed. That's any breed. Any breed can be dangerous in the wrong hands. But this breed is just different because of the bite force, the size, the drive that some of them have. Like it's a little different. So I think people really need to understand how to control their dog, how to train their dog the proper way. He ain't messing with us, man. I think people really need to just sit back and study the breed and understand what you have and understand that's what anything you do. Like there's nothing I do without going and actually doing some research and studying it before I get into it. So I think that's
I want to throw this in there because like this has something to kind of do with the whole knowledge of the breed. Something I really hate is when I'm walking my dog or I take my dog to a dog park or something, and someone's like, "Man, that's a pretty ass pit bull, man." I'm like, "Bro."
So, hey, I get that all the time, but I embrace it because people have a negative kind of like a negative mindset when it comes to the pit bull. So when they say, "Oh, damn, that's a pit bull," I'll be like, "Thank you," and I'm like, "You can pet him. He's friendly," and I just try to change their mindset because like the dog does come from the pit bull, so they are in the pit bull family. So I don't try to say it's not a pit bull or push it away from the pit bull.
See, coming from like you and me though, we did pit bulls before.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, they don't look nothing like a pit, bro.
Really, this ain't no pit bull.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but I still, when people that don't know what it is, like I'll explain that it's an American bully. It's not a pit bull, but they come from the same families. So I just honestly don't. If it's somebody that I feel like needs to know the knowledge of the breed or know about the dog, but if it's like an older person, that I just let them.
Yeah.
Think it's a pit bull, and it's a nice pit bull.
Right. This is a friendly pit bull.
Exactly. But yeah, what about you, Dante? What about the knowledge of the breed?
You got to stand on the knowledge of the breed. Like you got to always be knowledgeable of what's going on in the breed. I feel like every bully breeder should try to be a bully advocate. You know what I'm saying, for the breed because of where it comes from and the discrimination that comes with the breed. So, I mean, to have knowledge about the breed, it should be second to none. That should be the first thing that you should want to do. Really, that's what go back to the research of the breed. Being knowledgeable keeps you on your toes about what you're gonna be breeding next, who to talk to, who to network with. You know what I'm saying? All different type of stuff. Because without the knowledge, you really ain't got nothing. Especially with what this game meant. Like without knowledge, you're gonna be, like I said in another show, on a treadmill. You ain't gonna be going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be breeding to stay in the same position.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I want to throw in there too, the more knowledge you do have about the breed, then the more you'll know how to handle when certain situations arise with your dogs. You know what I'm saying? If something happens and okay, well, I done did my research on this. I know how to handle this. This happened and I know how to handle this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yes, sir. That's super key because I done had situations like we done had dog accidents on the yard, dog fights on the yard, and being able to handle those in those situations, and from me sitting back and actually listening to OGs about the OGs back to the pit bull days. And if you listen to them, they was actually the ones that put the dogs in the pits and let them fight and did all the events back in the day, which were when they were legal. Um, and they'll tell you, they'll walk you through how to take through the aftercare, um, how to train the dog, and they'll teach you all kinds of stuff about the dog. But that's why I say the ancestry. Like, if you go learn the ancestry, you're gonna actually learn more about this breed too. So I always study like there's a guy on YouTube, 78 South or something like that. But he has a podcast. They call it the panel. It's something like this, but they talk about the history of dogfighting and the pit bull and it's actually real good conversation, real good talk. We talk about a lot of the old bloodlines, so that's where a lot of these dogs come from, and you can understand. Like, I I started figuring out like why some of my dogs got dog aggression because of this, and I started linking these bloodlines to these families, and it all made perfect sense to why they're reacting the way they're reacting. So I think that's real key, and I'll send y'all the link to the YouTube.
I think one of my advantages too to understanding the breed is because a lot of my, like you said, quote unquote OGs or people that was in the game before me and who I looked to, they was into a lot of dog fighting when it was popular. You know, you know what was going on. And my uncle, he was very prone to the dog fighting scene. Back in the day when it was, like I said, when it was at its height. So it's like the way we're able to pick apart bloodlines. That's how they pick apart the bloodlines in the game. You know what I'm saying? They able to say this dog is able to produce this type of bite. This dog bite harder than this dog in his bloodline. This dog a champion because of this. Uh, this dog just got a tenacity and won't give up no matter what.
That's that
Look,
game shit. That's what when they talk about game, that's what game is. You dog that won't quit, no matter
that's
what it is. Even if it's plate pulling, wall climbing, tug of war, fighting, the dog just won't quit.
right.
It don't matter what it is. It'll die doing what it's supposed to be doing. So
That's right. And that's been one of my advantages in my program of having him being able to spread that knowledge and then apply it to what I know.
yes, sir. That YouTube channel, like I said, I go to when I'm at work, man. It's in my ears 24/7. Like that's what I'm listening to, and it's knowledge, man. It's a whole bunch of knowledge there that the OGs are giving out for free,
Right.
and it's up to you to go soak it up. Like it ain't on nobody else. So I soak it up, man. I listen and I understand that we're in a different time and dogs don't fight no more, and we're not allowed to let them fight no more, even though they're dogs. We try to humanize. I think that should have been one of the topics today, and I think we can get into it if y'all want to. On why is it bad to humanize your dog or your pet?
Might need to leave that for Thursday show.
Yeah, all right, I'll leave it. I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah.
That's a topic in itself. That's like that's 50% of the book.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's a big problem. So yeah, we'll definitely get into that. I think that's yeah.
About 80% of the dog world.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I seen a post today. Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. But yeah, number one was did we get the plan? Yeah, we did. Did we do the plan?
Mm-mm.
We did the plan. All right. So number two was the plan. And I'll let you start that, Brad.
I think everybody needs to have a plan from the very beginning of what they're looking for and which direction they're going. If they're just doing this because they want to do it, or like like in my case, I think I said in one of our podcasts already that I mean I got little kennels I built in my backyard, and my plan by the end of this year is to have some property, and I want to build some real nice ones with, I mean, my kennels now got indoor, they got a window unit and some AC, or some heaters up top, but I want it like the whole building. You know what I'm saying? So that's my plan. Like I said, I want to be able to have all my dogs be able to run, you know, wherever they want, you know, in their whole little sectioned off space, and people be able to come out and see them all, and they're not, you know, put up, and I have to take time and let this one out and let this one out, because eventually, like I said, I want to be able to take some of my dogs. My plan is to be able to take some of my dogs up to the hospital and visit with sick kids and stuff like that. Man, I just saw a commercial yesterday, and I almost started crying because this dog come up and licked this little girl, and she's sick, you know, and
Yeah.
the lady said, we're gonna try. She thought she had to take her medicine or something, and the lady said, we're gonna try something different today. And they let that dog in, and that little girl's eyes lit up, bro. And I was like, man, see, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So that's been my plan from the beginning, is eventually to be able to do that. And that takes a lot of patience with your dogs, one-on-one time with your dogs, to be able to trust your dogs, so you know that you can take your dogs around other people and not have to worry about stuff like that.
Facts.
What about you, Dante?
Well, as a plan for me, I definitely agree with what Brad was saying. One thing I always want to say is don't be scared to change your plan. Don't be scared to pivot. You know what I'm saying? Your plan may be one way when you first started in the bully game, and it's probably gonna change. It should. It should, like I said in the last show, it should always evolve. Like you should always be trying to evolve your plan. You should always be trying to progress it forward. When I first started, that's why on my page, I clearly tell people backyard breeding to accomplishing a vision. And because I know when I first started, it was certain things I was looking for in my plan and how I was doing things, of selling $250 dogs to make $1,000, and then realizing, well, I'm not really getting nowhere doing it. Let me change my plan. Let me go spend more money on quality dogs. Let me go spend more money on quality studs. Money on building more foundation females. And I changed the plan, and it worked for the better. Now the program is evolving a lot quicker. Things are happening a lot faster. Now I'm not making $1,000 off a litter of 4 pups going for $250. Now those same 4 pups, well, not same 4 pups, but those 4 pups now in the situation I'm in now, of course, I'm going to go for a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, I'm making what I made off of one litter just off a pup, and possibly deposits. Because I changed the plan. I evolved what I had going on. I changed how I marketed it. I changed the clientele I was trying to talk to. I networked differently. But the plan originally was still the same. Breed better dogs to produce better quality.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all. I think just to bring it all together, I think what they both trying to say, or what they both saying is, um, when they came into the game, they had a vision, and I think when you come into the game, I think nowadays coming into the game, like you should go and read the standards. I think that should be the first thing you go do. Go
But
read the standards. Go look at some grand champions, and go see what the vision of the American Bully already is before you come in trying to incorporate your own vision. So, so you're not going outside the box because you think this bulldog looking American Bully is cool, but the whole time that's way outside the standard. So just because in the very beginning you seen it and you thought it looked cool, now you set your program way back because you went and bought a puppy off of that dog, and now your program way back here. And when you really start to understand the game, you gonna be set back because back then you thought that was cool, but now you understand that this isn't where I want to go. This is the direction I want to go. This isn't going to last here. So I think in the very beginning, the first step you need to do is go understand what this breed is. Go look at the grand champions. Go look at what's successful in this breed, and then you can start building your plan and understanding. So that way you're not setting yourself back. I set myself back so far because I thought I wanted the best merle with the best color with the big head, and that was all I wanted. That's all I cared about. But as I started doing research and understanding, I'm like, damn, that looks good. And start understanding like just
Pick apart your dog.
the way exactly. I started picking apart my dogs, but the way a dog prance to me is when they instead of running they look like they're prancing. That to me is beautiful in a dog. Like, and then to see a dog with real small feet, real tight feet, real clean feet, like with not sores all over them and shit, like that's beautiful to me. And to it's a lot of things now that I go back and I'm like, damn, I'm way farther than I was because I wasn't thinking this far ahead. I wasn't even thinking this wasn't my vision at all. My vision has completely changed. So like y'all said, like it grew, it evolved, and that's what's gonna happen. So why not start with something clean, start from the very beginning and understand where you're going instead of starting with, damn, I think that dog looks good. I want something just like that. And that dog was completely out of standard. So I think your plan coming into the game is the most important because that's gonna set your program up for history. If it's either gonna fail or it's either gonna take off, and it's not gonna do it instantly. It's gonna take time. But either way it goes, you gotta have to put work in. But if you start off with a clean slate and you going in the right direction, then I mean there's no way but up eventually. So I think that's key. And then number one is history. And I think to me that's the most important thing. This breed that has no justice behind it. Like people don't do this breed no justice because the one thing we don't do is we don't go and try to understand where it came from. We all think we know where it came from. We all think we know everything about the breed. We think we know what this dog is. We know what all it took to create it. We think we know everything about this dog. And then you go watch the OGs. They're all the OGs are on YouTube. Dave Wilson is on YouTube all the time. Oscar is on YouTube. He has interviews with Bully Badass TV. Um, um, Sean's on YouTube. He has an interview on there. All these guys are on YouTube. Terrell from D Line, Hall of Fame Bullies, he's on YouTube. These are all the original creators of this breed. Like these are from the West Coast and the East Coast, and all these people have all the information that from when this breed very first started online, and it's nothing what you see in these groups people talking about. Everybody's speculating. Everybody thinks they know everything about it. Why not go to the source and just hear what they gotta say? They gonna tell you. Mm-hmm. But then you got people that say, "Oh, that's bullshit. They're lying. They didn't do it that way." Who are you to tell these people what they did? Like it really bothers me. They don't get me wrong. People paper hang. People do that. People are dishonest. But so of course, down the line, they probably are somewhere in their dishonest. But they're gonna give you the closest to the truth than anybody else is. Like the closest they can give you to the truth, they're gonna give it to you, and that's what they're giving us. And a lot of people have out here just think they know it all. I think they know exactly where this dog came from. And think your dog look like a fucking pit bull. Well, it's supposed to look like a pit bull. It came from a pit bull and a pit bull, a pit bull and a staffy, which is a pit bull and a pit bull. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think the history to me is key, and I think a lot of people just skip right over it, don't give a damn about it.
I can speak to that part because I think I can speak for a lot of people in that sense and give a lot of people a voice. I feel like just in the bully game in particular, know how popular it is, and we know who controls the popularity, right? And we know the type of mentality we hold. So like anything else, when we find a good plug, a good connect, we listen to what they say. And I feel like in the bully game, we come up, most folks here, red nose, blue nose, like say your typical razor edge, gaudy lines. You know what I'm saying? We hit up growing up, and they don't really have the access to the knowledge of what you're saying. They don't know who these people are. They don't find these people. They don't know they can go on YouTube now because just 10 years ago you couldn't find those people on YouTube having this information, right? So
10 years ago, about 7 years ago, those videos were up. Some of those videos are 9 years old.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. But who 7 years ago was to think, oh, I can go find bully information on YouTube when
on YouTube, yeah.
Nobody nobody was on YouTube.
When a neighborhood guy telling you stuff that he gonna want you to believe because you doing business with them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they get into it. Like, I got a lot of homeboys that's close to me that I gotta be blunt with because of how they think of the bully game, right? So you don't have that a lot of times. People only get what they only gonna know what they receive as the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people receive this other knowledge, and just like me and my uncle, now we on the same team, but what he was teaching me growing up was a older way of thinking, and not really on the curve of what we on now, because he just didn't know the knowledge. But I can't fault him for that. But how he knew the knowledge is how he taught me. So that's how I came in. So I had to come in hard and relearn everything that he taught me that we both thought was correct. And a lot of people probably go through this and get information that they feel is correct and run with it because that's the closest source to them. So if everybody had a me, you, or Brad close to them, of course they'd be able to come in the game a lot differently and know the history a lot differently. Like how you say, I got people that debate me to this day. Like I said, the first show me the first Amstaff and Pitbull breeding to create a bully. Show me the lines that created that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, well, if you can't show me that, how can we say that? How can we say that that's the case? What's up, son? Come on.
It's funny how you said, Dante. I'll throw this in there. I had a homeboy message me yesterday, and I posted them pups. If y'all saw on my little live deal on my story, I posted available, BULL. He goes, "You spelled available wrong." I said, "Nah, bro. I did that for a reason, man. These are bullies. It's available." And I was like, "Oh, man, I forget you're not a breeder. I'm so used to talking to 5, 10, 15 different breeders a day now that I think everybody should know." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, "My bad, dude." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how the game go, because everybody not privy to knowledge firsthand, especially they don't run to somebody like us who's willing to give them the game. And
Your answer literally takes us into the next topic. So I'll let you finish our statement, but that's gonna take us right into the next topic.
okay, cool. I mean that's pretty much gonna end up what I was gonna say on that part, anyways.
All right, so I'm just gonna recap real quick. We had the question was, what are 5 things every breeder should know before starting a breeding program? And we start the number 1 thing with the history. You should understand where this breed come from. The plan, you should have a plan coming into the game, and know what you're. Oh yeah,
Where you're headed.
my food just came in. But yeah, you should have a plan and know where you're heading, and know what direction you want to go. And then you should have knowledge of the breed. You should go understand and read the standard for this breed, and that was wrote by the ABKC, which is the first registry for this breed. And then you should have patience. Know it's going to take time, and you're not going to make $1,000. You're not going to make $1 million. You're not going to make $100,000 in your first year. You're not going to make it in your first 10 years, unless
You want to get rich out of the bully game. You should want to, because it's gonna put too much stress on your dogs.
exactly
That money, if whatever profit you get, the extra, take that and invest into something else that's gonna make you some real money, because you can't really hold to recurring income with dogs, because there's no telling how those litters gonna go.
Yes, sir. And then
I want to throw in there, these bullies are kind of like stocks and bonds, man. You can be up one day and down the next. So
exactly. So yeah, and then the last thing we said was number 5, which was money. You got to expect to spend a lot of that, and know that there's a lot of things that come with that, and there's a lot of costs that come before you even have a litter. So understand that you spend a lot of money. So that was our 5 things on that. Whenever Dante get back, we're gonna go with our next question, which Dante was kind of getting into, and I was just wanted to know y'all opinion on the bully community right now as it stands, and I'll let you start with that, Brad.
I think it's kind of honestly, to me, it's kind of wishy-washy because you got a lot of these youngsters that want to come in here and try to get in it, but nobody wants to help them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said just a second ago, the bully game's like stocks and bonds. It's gonna be up, and you're gonna be up, and then you're gonna be down. You're gonna be up, and you're gonna be down. It's never up, 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 up. You know what I'm saying? Something's always gonna happen. You got to always worry and wonder about what's next. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now a lot of these youngsters are coming in here, like you said a while ago, Mike, thinking, "Hey, this is just going to be some fast, quick money," and that's I think that's kind of tarnishing the whole reputation of the bully community because not a lot of people like us three here are about bettering the breed and making sure that the breed sticks around longer and is healthier, lives longer and stuff like that. They're just about that quick fast money, and then they want to get that money and they think, oh, I'm gonna be in and out, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then you try to do that, and now you got 17 dogs you're stuck with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I said, you can have a $10,000 dog one day and then have it for a year or something and it not even be worth jack squat. You know what I'm saying?
I
Right.
think I think we got some of the biggest fucking scam artists
Yes.
in this
Yes.
community, man. I think the people that's doing it the right way and putting the putting the right amount of time in and actually have a vision and a plan for their program, I can tip my hat to them because they're never on social media. They're never in these groups talking shit. They're never the problem. They're quiet. You don't even know who they are. They
Mm-hmm.
like their dogs do all the work. Um, but for the most part, this community is flooded with a lot of scam artists that sell people dreams that that just tell a lot of lies in the community. Like you gonna make like what you was getting to, telling the people like you gonna make 100,000 off off your first litter if you buy this puppy and breed to this dog. Like it don't work like that. I don't care who you is. What? Okay, no, not who you is, because there's some people that if you have a following already, yeah, you may be able to do some shit like that. But for the most part, if you are an average person that got $6,000 to pay for a dog, I don't care what you do, you're not gonna make more than 20,000 on your first litter. And
That's lovely.
20,000 is
Lovely.
still gonna be tough for certain people. Like because you may have a dog that I can sell for $3,000 to $5,000, and I have a dog that somebody else can sell for $5,000 to $10,000. So it's like it doesn't really matter what you got. It matter about who you are. It's if
And about how you represent yourself.
exactly, but it's really more so your marketing, like marketing skills, your honesty, your your how much you put into your dog. People can tell how much you put into your dog. People can tell I can look at your dog and see that dog's not well taken care of, or that dog isn't fed well, or that dog isn't worked out, or that dog is just laying in the kennel because they got fucking sores all over them. Like I can see a lot through you, and a lot of this community is people that sell people dreams and sell you hope, and the shit don't work out. And when it don't work out, they go on in the wind. They ain't got nothing to tell you. Hey, you ain't market that dog the right way. He ain't turned out to be because you ain't. It's always your fault. It ain't never would. It ain't never they sold you this dream. And my bad, bro. Like just be honest. My bad. I sold you a dream.
And I mean, what you're saying too, demographics play a part. If you're in an area where not a lot of folks are into dogs, and you're expecting to sell $1,000 that's not gonna work. Like I told y'all, when I was out in Texas, it's a whole different demographic. I'm dealing with a whole different set of people. I'm in the mix of 4 major cities, all within 2 to 3 hours of each other. When I come back
Mm-hmm.
to Georgia, that now I'm in the midst of an hour from a major city. I mean, from one major city. And in that major city, dogs is not the go-to thing. The bullies is definitely not the go-to thing. You know what I'm saying? So depending on where you are, depending on where you can market or anything, because let's say where you marketing to, they might already got the connect. They already got dog man. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and nowadays, like that goes back to how much work you're gonna put in. Because man, it's these groups on Facebook got 30,000, 20,000 people in them, and you literally can go to pick a group in every state. I have a group in every state. I sold 2 dogs in Ohio out of 30. 2 dogs. I sold 2 dogs in Texas out of 30. Like, so the 2 states that I lived in, I only sold 4 dogs in. So I think that's more so if you willing to put the work in, you willing to go out there and market your dogs and put your name out there, and not just I want to sell a dog where I can drop it off 8 hours away. Put a dog. I live in Ohio. I'm in groups in California. I'm just so when I go to a show there, my name's already there. Or
you got to be willing to travel.
Or if I go to a show somewhere, my dogs are already. Hey, you want to come out and I'm bringing your dog's dad to the show. You want to come out and bring your son out, like anything. Like it's always better to market everything. Ooh, sorry.
Yeah.
Market everywhere. So my bad, Dante.
No, you good. I mean, you stand exactly what I think. Like you said, if you know you're in a demographic where you don't have as many dog people, you're gonna have to, like you say, get into these dog groups and expand where your reach. That's the only way you're gonna be able to really sell these dogs. But a lot of times people get into the mentality of seeing people on the back of trucks selling dogs and thinking that it's gonna be just that easy. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna be able to post a couple pictures on their page and videos when the puppies drop, and think that's what gets the people $10,000. What gets people $20,000 when actually, like you say, you gotta be in these groups. You gotta be talking to people. Every day I see somebody. If I got a chance to explain what game changing is, I do. You gotta be networking. But is this the question? What is your opinion on the current bully community?
Yes, sir.
It was my turn to go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As far as my opinion on the bully community, I feel like we are at a pioneer stage. Everybody in the bully game right now, if taken seriously, can be a major contributor to what this bully breed will be in the next 100 years, next 50 to 100 years. And I feel like it's a lot of scatterbred dogs, but if the visions can get on pace and everybody not really like, I know it's gonna be hard to do, but if everybody's not like just so in their own lane. If a group of people, what they call it, like-minded people, if a group of like-minded people can say, hey, we want to produce this type of quality dogs, I feel like they'll do good for the bully game. And I feel like it's going to happen and it's working because everything is new. And I see a lot of people connecting on or collabing on certain breedings. I can say, okay, that's something that's big, you know what I'm saying? Bigger people in the bully game, collabing with other bigger people in the bully game to try to produce better dogs and things like that, and platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? Us coming together to get our ideas and visions is going to inspire other people to also come together for their vision and what they see. And so I feel like the bully game right now, the bully community is at a thriving spot. We do have a lot of, like you say, scammers and fakes in the game. They will be weeded out, but we definitely gotta. They're not here for no reason. So if they are here, then we gotta address that. Like I told y'all on the other show, we can't just vanish these folks. So we have to bring them up to par. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that the bully community is really as weak as our weakest link. So if we just gonna sit here and let people post in the groups just so we can laugh at them and bash them, and not really trying to get on the knowledge, then we ain't doing our part as breeders in the bully community and trying to progress the breed.
Yes, sir. Like you said something. You said you see a breed and then you be like, damn, that's big. But that's what we miss in this community for real. That's what people don't see a breeding and think, damn, that's big for the community. They just think they instantly think that's competition. But really, there's so many clients out here. There's no competition. Like there's too many people that want dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
That need this breed. So and instead of, I think that's our biggest problem is everybody's competition. Nobody's nobody working together. Everything is a competition in this breed. Who got the biggest head? Who got the biggest dog? Who got the shortest dog? Like that's that's all. It's all competition. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to have if you in the show ring, then that's cool. I don't compete with nobody in these groups because they're none of my dogs in show. So why I'm not about to become a person that want to show my dogs in groups and think I gotta outdo everybody in the group. This
Right.
ain't the show ring. I ain't got there yet. I ain't producing show quality dogs yet. We gonna get there, of course. But and I do have dogs that could go do good in the show ring right now. But to me, to my standards, I don't I don't have show quality dogs right now. Yeah, we had a question in the group. I don't know if I missed it. My bad. It said, "Hey yo, the blue nose pit mixed with American football terrier work." Huh? I, yeah. I guess I wasn't selling nothing for $100. I don't give a damn if it was a mud I found in the back of the alley. But no, I mean, yeah, I guess.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's really worth to whatever the person buying it willing to pay.
And are you willing to put that work in to take care of that dog? Because I mean, a blue nose pit with an American football terrier—that's two pits to me. And I mean, are you able to take care of pit? Do you got kids? Is there? I mean, Knox, is those like is that something you want to take into your house and take a chance on? You don't know how it was bred. You don't know what's in there in that bloodline. That dog can have some issues up there, and you don't know nothing about it. So.
Even if it don't got no issues, where's your, like how we said in the 5 things a breeder should know? Where's your plan with that $100 dog? Are you trying to produce more $100 dogs, or are you trying to take this $100 dog and then cap and try to make a $5,000 cap just to go buy the 5,000? You know what I'm saying? Where's your plan behind this? Because if you're trying to do that, then you might well just wait, get your quality dog. If you thinking
Save
you're
that
gonna
$100 and make build it up.
take that $100, go buy you some flyers, go buy you some business cards to invest into your business or what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Get people understanding of what's going on before you just spend $100 on a dog. Have to wait a year just to get it. Not trying to get.
He said it's a lady selling them for $100, but I don't want a small dog. Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, it's a risk you taking because you don't know what that dog is. But if it's a puppy still, if they like 8 weeks old, I mean, if you're just taking it as a pet, yeah. If you're just taking it as a pet, yeah. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Just train the dog and make it your pet. But if you're talking about breeding it, nah, I wouldn't even go down that route like at all. Especially not $100. But yeah, he said he's trying to make it a family dog. So, um, but then also I know him and I know he got a husky in his house, and I wouldn't do that pit bull wise because they're naturally dog aggressive. So even I mean you may raise them together, and who knows if that husky's gonna take the dog in. But it's all up to you, bro. I don't think $100 dog. I don't think it's ever gonna be worth it unless you're making it a pet and it's, I don't know.
Facts.
And I know, but I still, even as a pet, I want to know where it came from, what the bloodlines is, because I want to know what this motherfucker thinking. I don't want to just have to figure it out as he grows. Like, I want to
But
know
it
about.
was $100.
I want to know who the parents is exactly. And then the worst part about it is the worst part about getting $100 dog is if you get this dog and you don't like it, you only spent $100. So what you gonna end up doing? You gonna end up just putting it out on the streets, or you gonna end up putting it in a humane society. Like I don't think it's enough. It's enough going on with the pit bull and this breed.
I got a testimonial. So Levi, which is who I started with, only cost $75. And at the time, I was 17, still learning a lot. Didn't plan on breeding him, but for what I was moving forward on doing, I said he'll be my demo dog for everything training. So he was very smart, and I used him to market my brand before I started breeding. So I was able to build my brand with a $75 dog with content that now I still get to replay. So that $75 that I spent back in 2014, I'm still gaining off of it. Me and Levi are in the logo, so my logo is with a $75 dog. Where nobody know that, but for business and marketing, it look good.
My first, my first dog, $150. Hazel. I got her daughter here still to this day. I lost one of her daughters. My mama got her daughter. My sister got her daughter. My wife's auntie got her son. Like that shit. I paid 150 for her. The boy 3 that I had. My Brindle blue Brindle that I had. Pitbull. He was I think he was $100. I think the dude wanted $200. I talked him down to $100 and I paid $100 for him. But that's what I mean. I mean, I knew what I was getting them for. They weren't supposed to be bred originally, but I ended up breeding them, and they ended up producing some good dogs that are in some good family homes right now. Like a lot of people love their dogs. So, and I have probably like 40 to 50 puppies out there from them 2 dogs, and they're in good homes, and people love them. Like they love their dogs. So that's all I care about. I don't care that it's not bullied, that is don't got to take work. Those are good dogs in good homes, and that's what got me to where I'm at today and helped me learn and understand what I was doing. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends. All depends on what you're gonna do with it. But we got one more. We got one more question, and then we gonna finish it off. And I'm gonna let honestly, we're not even gonna answer this. I'll take answer this.
Maybe we'll approve it.
Y'all hear me? Okay. All right. The question is, what are some steps we need to take to bridge the gap between OG bully breeders and new bully breeders? And Dante, I'm gonna let you start that off whenever you get back on camera.
I got you. Give me a second. Let me charge the phone for make sure you don't die.
I'm gonna just speak on it real quick. I think one of the main things we need to do is us as new breeders need to understand that we respect and appreciate the OG bully breeders. I think the biggest problem is we don't respect them and we don't appreciate what they did for us to be able to do it now. Like, back in the day, like they didn't have the social media. They weren't able to get on the computer and find a dog and set up breedings that were. They weren't able to do everything so simple like the way we do nowadays. So I think the biggest thing is that's gonna bridge that gap is showing respect and showing appreciation, and that's like the only thing I can think of that's gonna bring it all together.
Let me throw in something on there before you Dante gets into it. I think a good way to do that is for the OG breeders to be more inclined to want to help the new school breeders. You know what I'm saying? To want to give them the game, to want to show them the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of OGs out there that are just stuck in their ways because they've been doing this for so long. You know what I'm saying? That they don't want to open their mind and be like, hey, I can show this to somebody else so they can pass this on. You know what I'm saying?
To me, and I definitely agree. But imagine if you built something up, right? And these young knuckleheads come over here and like the people that's in our inbox all the time and don't come watch these videos. They come up here and tear your shit apart and start using your name and they using game changer kennels and they got their own blood, but they using your name and they benefiting off your shit. And they not ever giving you no respect. They're not ever giving you no appreciation, not ever acknowledging that this came from you. Like you trying to I'll see in these groups where the OGs are post and say something, and then you'll have people that just started breeding 2 years ago, telling them that they're wrong. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. So
Yeah.
like, I do understand where you come from, but I, I believe like with anything else, OGs always need to be respected, they need to be appreciated, and they need to be acknowledged. And that's what you do in the hood when you with your OGs, and I feel like in the bully game it should be the same exactly. Go ahead, Dante. This your topic, my boy.
So I feel like I agree with both with I agree with what both of you guys are saying. To start off with Mike's point, uh, it is a lot of ignorance when it comes to the knowledge of what's going on with the breed, which I can see why older breeders or OG breeders uh, look down upon younger breeders and saying you only get into it for the money. I can understand that, but it goes back to what I was saying in the prior topic, which is uh, well, if you can understand that, then you have to also understand that a lot of new people coming in don't have the resources to reach a person like the OG breeders in our game to get the game. Of course, now that social media is about, like you say, back then they didn't have social media. So imagine an older breeder trying to answer 100 questions a day. That's gonna be hard for them, especially if they're not used to being on technology on their phone, doing none of that. They're not gonna want to spend their time doing none of that because they got times to really be with their dogs because that's what they've been doing for the last 20 and 30 years. I can understand that. But I also agree with Brad's point because it's a big disconnect because the older breeders are not putting out enough knowledge. Now, as of like I say, the last 3 or 4 years, we're having a lot more people express their opinions on platforms like this because it's available. You know what I'm saying? And even then, it's still some breeders that still you're never going to see on platforms like this, and they got some of the best knowledge. And I feel like if you're upset about where the bully game is going, then you have to use that platform like the younger people are using that platform to spread their opinions, to get this out to other people so the people coming in can change their mentality and mindset and you won't have to deal with uh, having to look and say, why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would they be breeding that? Why are they taking my blood and doing this? And I feel like as a community, that's what we slack at. It's like literally like what's going on in the world. The younger guys not having a real source to look up to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Everybody want to run it themselves. So you're gonna have the issue of a younger breeder coming in and thinking they can tell somebody that's been in the game so long what it is because they never seen these people. They never talked to these people. When they tried to get this knowledge, these people weren't there. Or if they tried to get the knowledge, these people weren't willing to give the knowledge because of the
Mm-hmm.
competition aspect. They didn't want to get knocked off. They didn't want this younger. They can see the drive in this younger person. Imagine a breeder seeing you right now, the drive you got, the vision that you got, the knowledge that you got at 28 or 27, and saying, "Oh nah," because I know in 3 years he gonna catch me. He gonna get all the clientele I've been trying to build. But because he on social media, I understand that his platform gonna be bigger because he come from that generation. He been on MySpace. He been on Facebook already for 10 and 12 years. He got friends just based off of the generation he coming up under. You know what I'm saying? And that changes the perspective of things. And as an OG bully breeder, they don't want to give you that game because they know how quickly that you can be in their position. And that's sad. We shouldn't be like that. Like you said, it's enough dollars out here for everybody to sell. So I feel like the OGs should be more willing to collab with the younger people to put them on and throw a hand back and say, hey, this is how you do it. Now coming in, this newer quote unquote breeder is coming in with some leverage because they're learning something on top of the the name and the face of that bigger breeder. Bigger breeders are not willing to put their face on a younger breeder. But that's what you're gonna have to do if you really want to bridge the gap, I feel, because the way that the bully game is, it's off word of mouth. Everybody listen to who they feel like the most popular person is. So whether it's this platform that's saying this, or these people over here saying this, everybody gonna leach to who they like. The people that like us and hear what we saying, they gonna, oh, anything I hear on Bully Bridges Alliance, it's true. That's facts. I like what them boys saying. And then they might go to somebody else's platform and say, oh no, I didn't hear this like this over here. So I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? It's because to who popular opinion it is. And with the bigger breeders, if we had those people reaching back, like I said, and saying, hey, this person knows what's going on. I can see something in him. but we don't have that. It's people like us got to make a way for ourselves for them to respect us, and then hopefully get the recognition by them so other people can see it. But by that time, you already built your brand. You like, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I done did this by myself anyways on regardless, and I feel like it continues to disconnect.
I see. So I see a lot of. Only reason I think I have a different opinion on this because I actually follow the OGs in the game. Not my OGs, the OGs of the game, like the ones that originally started what this is. So I actually follow them. I have all of them as friends on Facebook, and I actually see what they're doing. And I'll see them leave comments in the groups and shit. And to me, it's more so like people don't really believe that when they tell them how easy it is and how hard it is at the same time. Like for us, they'll tell you it just took work. We stuck to what we was doing. We stuck to our plan, and we kept pushing forward. We didn't take the shit that wasn't good, and we kept the shit that was good. Sometimes we kept on. They're giving you shit. They're giving you all. They're giving you all the free game, right? But in our head, there's an easier way to do it nowadays. So, and we see people do it the easier way. So when we say that they're not giving us the game, they're giving us the game. They're just giving us the old version of the game. So even if they was to give us back the information, it don't. It really won't push us forward because the bully game is so much farther ahead than what they originally started and what they was working towards. So, like I said, I don't. I mean, I do agree with both. I agree both ways. I think they could offer more information, but I do feel like there's information out there. I feel like it's as much as they can, but they got trust me if it's hard to weed through the good and the bad and who's actually putting the work in and who's not, and to just hand that information over and to just to take somebody under your wing and say this is he's under my wing. That's a big step, like especially for somebody with a name already. Like when Game Changer Kennels 5 years from now, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to say, all right, I'll take this dude as my apprentice. I I'll work with let this dude use the game changing logo. Like it's gonna be a lot harder because you don't work 7, 10 years, 10 years building that name and to just let somebody just come over and say, oh yeah, I'm with game changer and then go do whatever they want to do. And then that falls under you. So I mean, like I said, I always to me is as long as you show them respect, which is acknowledging who they are and what they did, then I feel like they're more than willing to give it out. And then for you to understand what they're saying, like just because it's not what you believe the truth is, don't mean it's not true. So just because you believe there's bulldog in this breed, and they're telling you we never put bulldog in this breed, two things can be true. While I mean, they both can be true. They never really put the bulldog in this breed. But if you're gonna listen to this is why I say understanding the pit bull, because if you go listen to the podcast about the people that were fighting the dogs, they'll tell you that they bred bulldog into their pit bulls because they were trying to build a stronger bite. The bulldog had more fight in him than the pit bull that they were originally had. So they were already including shit in there. So when you say you bring the pit bull, of course the pit bull already has bulldog in it. So yes, of course there's bulldog in this breed. So like I said, but you'll have people that tell them that no, you fucking put the bulldog in there. How you gonna tell this man that he did that? How you gonna tell? Like I just like I said, it's a respect thing and understanding that these people put a lot of time in this shit. This shit wasn't what's easy for us now. It wasn't always this easy.
I agree.
It wasn't accepted. People didn't accept it. Registry didn't want it. UKC didn't want it. They didn't accept the people who had them. So
I got a question. All right. So I agree with what you're saying, right? But on the back end of that, when stuff go wrong, we're just not taking responsibility. for the same things. When these dogs are not coming out like how they said that these dogs will come out, when these bloodlines are not tested like these bloodlines are how they saying, when these productions and these litters are not coming out like the ones that they've been saying that they've been putting out, and they've been only showing keeper picks. So that goes into ethics. Who is really the OG breeders that we can trust? It can't be that many because the breed is too new. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we got a lot of people that's at the top with the name because of fame and popularity, but we don't have a lot of people at the top with a lot of ethics.
So that's what I mean, though. Like, if y'all, if I'm gonna put y'all on these videos that I've been watching, because if you go back to who originally started, all these guys will tell you they don't like each other, they hate each other. But in the same videos where they're telling you like fuck this dude, they'll tell you he's probably one of the best breeders I've ever seen. He's definitely one of the best breeders I know. And they'll also tell you, yeah, he did what he was saying he was doing. So like they'll tell you the truth, and they're Terrell from D-Line Hall of Fame. He's gonna be the most honest person. He don't give a fuck. He's gonna tell you what it is and how it was and what it is now. And he don't get along with Dave Wilson at all. If you ask him who his number one breeder is, he's gonna tell you. Well, he's gonna tell you Sean, but then he's gonna say number two is Dave. Which that tells you a lot about what he is and what he did. And then same with Oscar. Oscar was over creating Gotti line. If you ask them about them, they gonna tell you we don't know shit about what the West Coast is doing. And then you go watch the West Coast videos, and the West Coast can tell you exactly what the fuck they was doing. So all these videos are literally online. These are interviews with the people, the originators of this breed. Which, like I said, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because not everything they're saying in there is true. And I understand what you're saying when you say, show me, like don't tell me, show me. And you always say, show me the first two, the people and the staff that made it. Like there's pads for it, and you can really go back and watch what Dave Wilson started to create, and the pads will show you how he created what he created. And don't get me wrong, there probably who knows what the fuck's going on in there. But like I said, it's the closest thing to the truth you're gonna get. You're not gonna get it from trying to guess what somebody else on the internet is saying. So I don't know, man. I think it's you're never gonna get the foot like how many people don't believe the Bible? It's not like take it with a grain of salt. How many people think that was rewrote? How do you rewrite something that was written by God? So I don't know. Like it's a lot of things. Like we're not ever going 100% trust anything. You're not ever supposed to. But as far as the information being out there, I think they definitely putting it out there. I think it's just as far as us going and looking for it and wanting to believe the people that started it. Like you gotta want to believe the people. If you in the bully game, you gotta want to believe that people that started this was doing it the right way. If not, then how did we get to these amazing ass dogs? So that's the only thing. That's the only thing I like. I think I show them respect because they created something that I love, and they created something that's amazing to me, and it's amazing to a lot of people in the world. So I respect them. Even if it's just for that, I respect them for that. Your sound out, Dante. There you go. You good? You good?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I want to say for the new breeders is, especially with the OG breeders, like Mike saying, a lot of this information wasn't available some years ago, and to them to promote their platforms and put the information out. Be mindful of who's doing it just for business. You know what I'm saying? If somebody, that's the whole money aspect that we're talking. A lot of these bigger breeders realize that, like I said earlier, you're not gonna get rich off of breeding dogs solely unless you just have a program that's just out of this world. You're gonna take that money and invest in somewhere else. So a lot of these breeders are saying, "Oh, I can get YouTube money off of this. I can get Facebook money off of this. I can get ad money off of this. I can do so many different things to make money off of this." That they'll just say, "Oh, I'm just do good business." And sometimes it's not always ethical to the dog game of what good business is, just to make money. So as a new breeder, just keep that in mind, that just because they are the most popular, or they do got the most, because they have the brand of saying, like how Mike saying, just because there was a part or around when the bully breed was first began, that don't make them credible. So you have to do your own research and be knowledgeable of what's going on, because you don't want to get bamboozled out here and then be on that treadmill and not going nowhere, just trying to produce something that was never meant to be produced, just because you listen to somebody based off of their vision of how they put out business or what they trying to make dollars off of. So just always be mindful of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna get into our word of the day, which we had a word, but it was the word is OG, and we just hit on that real hard. So I'm gonna just touch on it real quick. To me, that's the founders. That's the person, the people who got us here, who started this whole game for us. They did all the hard work. We're doing the easy work now. It's up to us to push what they started forward and continue it and push it in the right path. Because if we don't, we're only gonna run into the ground and kill a lot of hard work. A lot of people went through a lot of discrimination and um, just a lot of effort went into it, and I don't want to see it burn to the ground. I want to see it flourish and go to the next level. So that's it.
Right? You want me to go?
Oh no, I said the OG is a person that paved the way for everybody that is incoming, or that wants to be incoming into the bully game. Because if it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be a bully game to begin with.
Sir, definitely.
Uh, I feel if you're OG and you come across this video and you hear what we're talking about, uh, I feel like as much as respect that the younger breeders are gonna be giving you, uh, I feel like you should be giving it back to them by not trying to little boy them when they come to you about certain things. Don't just try to shine on them. Get on the knowledge that they asking for, because sometimes that's all they really want. And a lot of times they're gonna feel like you hating if they coming to you and the vibe is like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what causes a lot of confusion, especially over social media. So I feel like if you are an OG and you see a young breeder just trying to get some knowledge, don't little boy him or don't little girl him. Get them the same time and respect that you would want if you was in their position.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
wanna I wanna throw in there what I like the most about this group is the fact that I mean, I'm older than y'all, and hell, I'm learning stuff off of you guys. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That's what I like most about it. Like, y'all are teaching me stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm years older than y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I think it should be that all the way across the board, not just for certain people. I think it should be like that way for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Help each other out. We're all in this for the better. Most of us, I'll say, are in this to better the breed. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike said, in the end, the people that are in here just for the money, that they'll die off. You know what I'm saying? But the people that are here for the better of the breed will be here. So everybody that's gonna be here needs to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? We're all in this together.
I mean, I think that's the problem that people don't understand that we all can help each other. It's not something that I put on a disclaimer every video that we don't know it all. We don't think we know it all. And if you have anything that you think that we are speaking wrong about, join the video and let us know and teach us, because we don't know it all and we are learning and we still learning. Like I said, I'm learning every single day. I got it in my headset all day long learning about this breed. So it's not something that I'm a master in. I don't have a degree in any kind of animal uh, health or nothing like that. So I'm learning. I'm learning just like everybody else is. And the information that I do know right now, I'm willing to give it out. And if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't have to watch the video. So
And I want to pick up on that too. What you saying? Just to throw out the guy that just said tuning in. I don't know if y'all seen the comment. That's a guy that came in same way. Like I say, ask me questions, this and that. And a year later, you know what I'm saying, it's turned into a different relationship. And like you got us saying, you can learn from anybody. So now the fact that he does his research how he does it, sometimes he might come to me with stuff that I never knew, or the stuff that I never thought about thinking about, asking me questions that I never even would have thought about thinking about, and put me on certain programs that I haven't been privy to seeing yet. So, like you said, you can learn from anybody. And like I said, just a year ago, he was coming to me just to learn all the information that we be talking about on these podcasts. But now, a year later, because he took the time, the patience to do his research, he can come to me and say, "Hey, you heard about this? Did you know about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute." You know what I'm saying? And now I'm still, like I say, you still learning, because it's never gonna be too much you can learn in a dog, where it's always gonna be something new.
Yeah, that's to me that's Brad, man. Like that's why I brought him here, man. Cause like no matter what it was, he ain't never had no pride. He'd come ask a question. He asked whatever it was, and he soaked it up like a sponge. And
Facts.
it wasn't wasting my time. So I always listened
Facts.
to that, and which is why I wanted to hear, because not just to give out the information he had, but to still soak up some of this game and push himself forward too, and
Facts.
get some uh, get some free knowledge. So I mean, to me, honestly, man, like the incorporation with Brad was like, I know we are gonna get some good questions. Like he'll message me all the time with good questions, shit that I don't think about, that I think is just secondhand, but it's actually questions that people need to know and need to have answers to. And
Facts.
what better way than put it out on Facebook and YouTube?
That's right.
For sure.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into the dog of the day real quick, and this is Brad's dog of the day.
We only got one dollar today. I mean, we only got one word today.
Yeah, we only have one word today.
Okay.
We was going over. This is Brad's dog of the day. Brad, tell us about the dog and the owner of him.
This is Quiet Riot from New Image Bullies out of Canada. Jonathan Ians, shout out to him. I just added him on Facebook. Go check him out. He's got some awesome looking dogs. This guy right here. I'm not a big XL person myself, but I saw this guy and I was like, dude, this guy's got it all. You know what I'm saying? The top line's good. I saw him from different angles. His stance, his head. I mean, everything about him.
Yeah,
Chest, everything.
Brad sent me this dog, and then I was like, he had sent me a screenshot of the dog, so I was like, you gotta save the picture. So I ended up going to look him up, and I actually had to do it on Facebook. And one thing I can say is his marketing is real good. He takes real good pictures. He don't post bullshit pictures. All his pictures are quality. They show his dog at real good angles. He show you every angle of the dog. And the dog look good. It's a good looking dog. The feet look
My
good too.
favorite thing too is he's got quite a few pictures on there with his kids holding
Yeah,
that dog. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I love the feet on that dog. To me, if only thing I would fix on that dog is I would tighten that H frame up a little bit. But other than that, that dog look amazing to me. The head piece is nice. Muzzle looks good. Um, everything looks good to me.
Yeah, if I
Facts.
ever branch out and start doing some X sales, I'll definitely be hitting him up for sure.
Be real heavy on the mask, and I know damn well those pictures ain't doing them no justice.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
what I'm saying. That like that one I bred with my female back there. Pictures don't do justice for a dog, man. When you see him in person, it's completely different.
Only
I
thing
mean, look at him standing
I,
next to that kiddo.
I don't know if I didn't go. Yeah, I know it looked pretty big next to the kid. That's why I keep posting that one up. I don't think I went back far enough, but I wanted to see the pad. I didn't really get to see the pad. Did you know anything about his pad?
No, I didn't look that much into it. Like I said, he just added me today. Actually, he hit me up this morning, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna use your dog on dog of the week in our podcast." And he was like, "Well, let me know what it is. I'll check it out." I was like, "Here it is." So he said, "For sure, cheers."
Yep. Just all you gotta do is after this video is over with, go on
Facts.
YouTube, and find it, and then share it from YouTube, and that'll get more people to look at it. Both of y'all can just get on there and share it, and let them see it from y'all page too. And I know y'all got a lot of people that want to go back and watch too, so not just my people want to go back and watch. So,
For sure.
But yeah, it was a good one, boys. I appreciate y'all, man. As always.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all on Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, sir. Ready for Thursday, man. Shout out to y'all boys. Shout out to all the new breeders watching. Shout out to everybody that's been consistently watching. And see y'all Thursday.
Yeah, y'all boys have a good day tomorrow, and think of some questions, man. Send me some questions because this shit getting harder and harder to come up with these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. What is this? Our fifth show?
It got to be more than 5, I think.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Is it? I think
I
it's
feel like
number 5, fellas. I think. Well, I think it's number 4 on a podcast like this and on YouTube. So, but anyway, I get us the numbers for sure next time. But
I think we done about 8 of them.
yeah,
yeah, we about 6, 7 or 8, one on.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it is. Probably is 5. But yeah,
I don't know, man. On the cool, you get when you start talking about something that you like, the time just flies. You know what I'm saying? It's already 7:30 here.
shit, I know it's 8:30 here. That's past my bedtime. I got work at 6 in the morning. But
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I mean Thursday at 7 o'clock, and we're gonna be talking about humanizing dogs. So
Straight up.
see y'all on Thursday. I appreciate y'all, boys.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Shout out,
Y'all have a good
shout out
evening.
to Anonymous. Shout out to Big Head. Y'all boy be
Have
safe.
a good day, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out Game Changer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Later, guys.